Have you ever noticed something strange? You wake up with every intention of getting things done. There's only one email to send, one phone call, one assignment, one message you've been meaning to reply to for 3 days. It should take 5 minutes. Instead, you stare at it. You open it, close it, walk away, come back, open YouTube, check your phone, make coffee, clean your desk. Anything except the one thing you actually plan to do. And somehow, an hour disappears. Now here's the worst part. You aren't relaxing. You're not enjoying yourself. You're mentally exhausted, without doing anything. People call this procrastination. Some even call it laziness. But what if they're completely wrong? What if your brain is working harder than everyone else's before you've even started? Let's imagine someone named Alex. Alex is 19. He's smart, his teachers know he's capable. His friends think he's just lazy. Today he has exactly one task. Call the dentist. That's it. No exam, no interview, no impossible deadline. Just make one phone call. He picks up his phone. His thumb hovers over the screen. Then his brain begins. What if they're busy? What exactly should I say? What if I forget something? Should I write it down first? Maybe I should check the website. Maybe they only take appointments online. Maybe I should call after lunch. Actually, tomorrow might be better. He puts the phone down. 5 minutes pass. He picks it up again, unlocks it, stares at the number, locks it, puts it back in his pocket. Instead, he reorganizes his desk, replies to 3 random messages, watches 2 YouTube shorts, even folds a hoodie that's been lying on the chair for a week. Anything except making that call. 30 minutes later, the task still isn't done. He's frustrated. He knows this makes no sense. The longer he waits, the harder it feels. Strange, isn't it? Running 5 kilometers would actually require less mental energy because the hardest part was never the phone call. It was fighting the conversation happening inside his own mind. Maybe Alex sounds familiar. Maybe you've never struggled with phone calls. Maybe it's emails, homework, going to the gym, applying for jobs, replying to messages, ordering food, walking into a crowded room. Everyone has their own version. The strange thing is, once you finally start, the task usually isn't that difficult. So why is beginning the hardest part? This is where psychology becomes fascinating. Most people think introverts have less energy. That's not true. Introverts simply spend it differently. Imagine everyone wakes up with a wallet full of social and mental energy. Extroverts spend quickly. Introverts spend carefully. Every uncertain decision costs a little more. Every conversation costs a little more. Every interruption costs a little more. Before doing something, the introvert brain often runs simulations. What if this happens? What if I fail? What if they misunderstand me? What if there's a better way? Without realizing it, your brain has already started solving the task before your body even moves. Here's something most people don't know. When you're sitting perfectly still, your brain isn't resting. Neuroscientist Dr. Lara Boyd explains that the brain remains incredibly active, constantly reorganizing itself and forming new connections. Every new challenge changes your brain chemically, structurally, and functionally. For an introvert, that internal processing is often more detailed. Imagine 2 computers. One opens a file immediately. The other scans every folder, checks for viruses, organizes everything, then finally opens the file. Neither computer is broken. One simply processes more before acting. Now another mystery. Why can you spend 6 hours researching your favorite game, yet avoid folding laundry for 3 days? Because your brain doesn't run on effort. It runs on reward. Tasks that trigger curiosity, mastery, purpose, or autonomy naturally produce motivation. Simple chores don't. To your brain, they're expensive, with almost no emotional payoff. It's like spending $100 to earn 5. Eventually, your brain says, not worth it. Here's what nobody sees. The introvert isn't fighting the task. They're fighting themselves. Part of the brain says, start now. Another part says, wait, there might be a better time. Another says, what if you don't finish? Another says, you'll probably fail anyway. It isn't one voice. It's dozens. No wonder simple things feel complicated. People love giving advice. Just do it. Stop overthinking. Be disciplined. Imagine telling someone with a heavy backpack, just walk faster. The problem isn't speed, it's weight. Before discipline works, you have to reduce the mental weight. Think of your productivity like a lotus flower. Healthy flowers don't begin with petals, they begin with roots. Most people try to force themselves to bloom first. Instead, strengthen the roots. Clear your desk, remove distractions, put your phone away, reduce decisions. Make starting almost automatic. Then comes the stem. When hesitation appears, count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move before your brain finishes negotiating. Here's the biggest mistake. People say, I'm an introvert, I'm lazy, I'm bad at discipline. The brain listens. Every repeated identity becomes evidence. Instead ask, what would a disciplined version of me do right now? Then do only that. Not because you're pretending, because every action teaches your brain who you are becoming. Maybe you've spent years believing something was wrong with you. Maybe you've called yourself lazy when your brain was simply overloaded. Maybe the hardest battle wasn't against the task, but against the thousands of invisible calculations happening before it. Your brain isn't your enemy. It's trying to protect you. The goal isn't to fight it. The goal is to teach it that starting is safe, because every small action you repeat today becomes the brain you wake up with tomorrow. If this felt like someone was describing your mind, comment below, my brain isn't lazy, because chances are you've never been fighting the task. You've been fighting your own brain.